Welcome along to another pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes educational video. I am Neil from Diabetes Solutions, and in today's video I'm going to be walking you through a step-by-step guide if you are a newly diagnosed type 2 diabetic. This video is going to be helpful for those that have had a type 2 diabetes for a while, but is specifically angled to help those that have been recently, and by recently I mean within the last 6 months, diagnosed with type 2. So if you're watching this video as a newly diagnosed type 2 diabetic, firstly let me acknowledge the emotions that you might be feeling right now. Being newly diagnosed with type 2 can be overwhelming, it can be confusing, it can even be a little bit scary. It's completely normal to feel a mix of anxiety, of frustration, and of uncertainty about what lies ahead. But I want you to know that you're not alone in this journey, and it's okay to have these feelings. And in this video, I'm here to offer you a guiding hand through this new chapter of your life. In the video, we're going to take a journey through everything that you need to know about living with type 2 diabetes, from understanding what the condition is and the changes that it brings, to practical steps that you can take to control your blood sugar levels and live a healthy, fulfilling life. It will all be covered. This is your step-by-step guide to turning a daunting diagnosis into a manageable part of your daily life, and potentially to be able to be in a position to reverse the condition as well. Yes, with some effort, that could also be possible. Remember, you've got the power to take control of your health, and with the right knowledge and the right tools, you can make informed decisions and create a plan that works for you. So grab a notepad and a pen, get comfortable, and let's dive into this topic together. Remember, you're not alone and you're stronger than you think. I've got some free gifts for you as well, so stick with me to the end of the video and I'll explain a bit more about those. And a quick disclaimer, I'm not giving you advice, I'm not making recommendations, I'm just providing you with some knowledge and some education, and hopefully that will whet your appetite to do some more research. So let's have a look at type 2 diabetes itself and what it is. So type 2 diabetes is a chronic condition that affects the way that your body metabolizes glucose. And glucose is the key energy source for your body's cells. Now, normally, a hormone called insulin is produced by your pancreas, by the beta cells of the pancreas. And if you like, they are the key to the lock on the doors of your cells. They basically unlock the cells and allow glucose to enter the cells and to be used for energy. And that's a perfectly normal process. However, in type 2 diabetes, your body either resists the effects of insulin, and that's known as insulin resistance, or doesn't produce enough insulin to maintain normal glucose levels. And that's different from type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas doesn't work at all, doesn't produce any insulin. In type 2, you are producing it and you're either resistant to it for a number of reasons, or the beta cells are just not working hard enough. Now, in terms of the causes of type 2 diabetes, in my professional opinion, lifestyle factors are definitely the single biggest contributor to the development of the disease. So a diet high in refined sugars and fats, which are common in processed foods and obviously sugary drinks, lead to weight gain, and weight gain can be a precursor to insulin resistance. A sedentary lifestyle where physical activity is minimal, either doing a sedentary job or not exercising very much, that can exaggerate the body's inability to use insulin effectively. Obesity is a factor, especially when it's around the abdomen, so belly fat, visceral fat, that can increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. But I will actually make a point that being overweight and being type 2 diabetic are not mutually exclusive. I have clients who are, are of a normal, healthy weight with type 2 diabetes. But without a doubt, if you are overweight or you are obese, then you massively increase the risk of developing type 2. And finally, genetic factors can play a role in the development of type 2. If you've got a family history, if you've got close relatives, or parents or siblings, then that risk on paper does increase. However, opinion to how this happens is debatable. Whilst genetics can be an influence, I'm actually a believer that children copy the habits of their parents. So if the parents have got poor eating habits, poor dietary habits, poor lifestyle habits, then the children are more likely to copy the parents. And this is a really interesting point, because if you are diagnosed with type 2 and you're told it's genetic, in my opinion, it disempowers you because it's in your genes. There's nothing you can do about it. So why should you even try? And I disagree with that point of view. Genetics can play a factor. From my experience, I would say that genetics play a factor in less than 5% of cases that I've come across personally. So if you are a diagnosed type 2 diabetic and your siblings have got it or your parents have it, then don't think it's just in your genes. If you believe it's not in your genes, it empowers you to actually make positive changes. That's what I'm saying. And certain ethnic groups can have a propensity for an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. In terms of the symptoms, well, common symptoms of type 2 include increased thirst and frequent urination. And this occurs because excess glucose in the blood forces the kidneys to work harder to filter out and absorb the sugar. And that leads to frequent urination. And because you're urinating a lot, that causes dehydration, which is why you feel constantly thirsty. If you are suffering from frequent urination and constant thirst, you do need to go and just make sure that your doctor's happy with your situation, particularly if you are diagnosed, because frequent urination is generally can be an indicator of advanced type 2. So make sure you get that checked out. Fatigue is another common symptom. Your cells are deprived of glucose, which is their preferred energy source, and that leads to persistent tiredness and weakness. Blurred vision is also another symptom, as high blood sugar levels can cause the lens of the eye to swell, and that affects the ability to see clearly. Now, this can be an ongoing thing. It can happen momentarily, but obviously that can be a cause for concern. So understanding these aspects of type 2 diabetes is the first step in managing the condition effectively. Knowledge is power. Actually, I disagree. Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. And if you recognise these symptoms and you understand the underlying causes, that can help you to make informed decisions about your health and your treatment plan with your doctor. And if you are recently diagnosed, or you've lived with type 2 diabetes for longer than 6 months, and you start developing these symptoms. So, for example, if you haven't had blurred vision and then you start to get blurred vision, that's a sign that you should go and have a chat with your doctor, because it means that things potentially are getting worse. So, being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes can trigger a range of emotional responses, and it's common to experience shock and denial initially. Why is this happening to me? The diagnosis can feel overwhelming, and accepting the reality of the situation that you've now got a chronic condition can be difficult for some people. You might find yourself in denial, you might question the accuracy of the diagnosis, or you might downplay its significance. Fear and anxiety often follow as you begin to worry about the long-term health implications and the lifestyle changes necessary to manage the condition. And concerns about complications, dietary adjustments, and the impact on your daily life can cause significant stress and anxiety as well. And also, anger and frustration are typical reactions. You may feel frustrated by the lifestyle restrictions imposed by the diagnosis, or you might feel anger towards yourself or external factors that have contributed towards the condition. And these emotions are natural and they are part of the adjustment process. It is crucial to prioritise your mental health during this time, the period of a recent diagnosis, and seeking support from family and friends can provide you with that emotional comfort and also practical assistance. Sharing your feelings, talking about how you feel, and talking about your concerns with loved ones can help build a support system, and that can help you to manage any stress or anxiety that you're feeling. Professional counselling can also be beneficial, so talking to a mental health professional if you feel that you need to. They can provide you with guidance and coping strategies, and also support groups offer a platform to share your experiences and your guidance and your advice with other people facing similar challenges. Educating yourself about type 2 diabetes is also a powerful coping strategy. Understanding the condition and the way that you need to manage it properly can reduce that fear and anxiety. As I mentioned, applied knowledge is power. And also learning about effective treatment options and lifestyle adjustments can empower you to take control of your health. Joining support groups or online communities can connect you with others who are going through a similar experience. And as I mentioned, they can give you support, tips, and strategies for managing your type 2 diabetes. Practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques, such as meditation and deep breathing, can also help to reduce stress. And setting aside time for self-care and relaxation is essential for maintaining your mental well-being. Navigating the emotional landscape of a type 2 diabetes diagnosis can be quite challenging, but with the right support and also the right coping strategies, you can manage your emotions effectively and focus on living a healthy and fulfilling life. So let's have a look at the common types of medication. Managing type 2 often involves using some sort of medication to help you to control your blood sugar. What I will say at this early stage is, if you take medication but don't change your habits and don't change your diet and don't change your lifestyle, the medication can only help you so far. And I would always recommend dietary and lifestyle changes in addition to any medication. And if you are on medication, understanding the different types and how they work is really important. And metformin is one of the most common first-line medications given to type 2 diabetics. And if you are newly diagnosed, chances are you are probably on metformin. And metformin works by reducing glucose production in the liver, and it tries to improve insulin sensitivity, which, as I mentioned, helps your cells to use glucose more effectively. Now, common side effects of metformin include gastrointestinal issues, such as nausea and diarrhea, and long-term use can also lead to vitamin B12 deficiency. If you've got any side effects with metformin, if you've got persistent issues with it, it's important to have a chat with your doctor and take their advice and listen to their guidance. Sulfonylureas are another class of medication that stimulate the pancreas, and it helps the pancreas, the beta cells of the pancreas, to produce more insulin. And while they are effective, they carry a risk of low blood sugar, hypoglycemia. So monitoring your blood sugar levels is quite important if you want to sulfonylurea. And they can also cause weight gain, which then can make the problem with insulin resistance and the issues with surrounding weight gain more complicated. But as I mentioned, if you measure your blood sugar levels regularly and keep an eye on your weight, that can help mitigate those risks. Insulin therapy is used with type 2 diabetics, obviously not in as many cases as with type 1 diabetics, where insulin therapy is pretty much essential. But insulin therapy in type 2 diabetics might become necessary if oral medications aren't working, or the disease becomes advanced and you need additional help. Sometimes insulin therapy can be used. And it's generally used in the more advanced stages of type 2 diabetes, or if you're going through a period of acute illness. And there's different types of insulin. We have fast acting, rapid acting, we have short acting, intermediate acting, and long acting insulin, as well as combination products as well. And each type has a specific onset and duration of action. And if you are in a position where you need insulin, then your doctor will determine the best one for your needs. I've actually put together a meds guide, 24-page meds guide for you, completely free of charge. It covers all the major different types of type 2 diabetes medication, what they are, how they function, and also their potential side effects as well. If you fancy having a look at it, you can download your copy for free. Simply go to diabetessolutions.co.uk/free-guide-pack. So, dietary adjustments. This is the big one. This is, in my opinion, the thing that will have the biggest impact on how you manage your blood sugar levels. And in my view, adjusting your diet is a crucial step in dealing with type 2 diabetes. A balanced diet helps you to control your blood sugar levels, and it also improves your overall health and well-being. And reducing sugar and refined carbohydrates in your diet is absolutely essential if you are to deal with your blood sugar levels. So this means minimizing your intake of sugary drinks, sweets, chocolates, baked goods, processed, shall we say, unnatural, man-made foods, and choosing whole, natural, and unprocessed foods instead. And some of the most problematic foods that cause blood sugar spikes, from my personal and professional experience, include starchy root vegetables. So white potatoes is a prime example. And also white rice, wholemeal and white bread in particular, and also white pasta, but wholemeal pasta can be a problem as well. Increasing your fibre intake is another important dietary adjustment. So incorporating more vegetables, more fruits, ideally with their peel, more legumes and beans and whole grains. And we'll come on to whole grains in a second because you need to be a bit careful with those. But incorporating these into your meals is really important, as fibre slows down glucose absorption. And you can watch my other video that's specifically about how fibre interacts with blood sugar levels. So have a look at that. But fibre slows down glucose absorption, it improves blood sugar control, and it also improves your digestive health. And all these things have a massive impact on your overall well-being. And non-starchy vegetables, such as spinach, broccoli, carrots, bell peppers, they're all great choices when it comes to natural foods. Effective meal planning involves portion control and ensuring a variety of nutrients in your diet. So using smaller plates can help you to control your portion sizes, and it can actually help you to be mindful of serving sizes, especially if you're having foods with a lot of carbohydrates in them. And remember, you're eating the speed at which you eat can have an impact on your appetite as well, and that has an impact on how many calories you consume and how well you can either lose weight or maintain your weight. So Slow down eating is really slow. If you're a fast eater, try to slow down the speed at which you eat. Chew your food more, and you will generally eat less. And remember, the poison is in the dose. Okay, we'll look at glycemic index, and we'll touch on glycemic index and glycemic load a little bit later on. But the poison is in the dose. You can have too much of a good thing, even if it's natural whole foods. If you're eating too much of them, that can be a problem. So moderation is a key to success as well. And make sure that your meals include a balance of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Include a variety of colourful vegetables. That will help you ensure you get a range of vitamins and minerals, which again will not only support blood sugar levels, but also improve your overall health as well. And I'll touch on my 2 golden rules. I mentioned this in my book, The KISS Plan, which I will mention at the end of the video. But I came up with 2 golden rules. And the first is the 10,000 year rule. Now, if you think about what humans used to eat 10,000 years ago, we would eat the vegetables that we grew, the fruit that we picked from the trees, the nuts, the seeds, the berries that we would forage, the fish that we caught, and the animals that we hunted. And human beings are designed to run on that sort of diet. I'm not talking about extreme diets where we cut out big food groups, just a balance of natural foods that we would have got access to perhaps 10,000 years ago. If you balance, or if you base your food choices on the 10,000 year rule, for the most part, you're not going to be perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But if 80-90% of the time you think about the 10,000 year rule before you eat what you're about to eat, think to yourself, could I have got this 10,000 years ago? If the answer is no, you might want to reconsider whether you want to eat it. If the answer is yes, you're probably on the right track. Closely connected to my 10,000 year rule is my catch it, grow it, rear it rule. So again, before you eat what you're about to eat, think to yourself, could I catch it? Could I grow it? Or could I rear it? If the answer is yes, it's probably natural. If the answer is no, you might want to reconsider whether or not you eat it. And that obviously applies to processed foods. If it's been through a factory and it doesn't resemble real food and you couldn't catch it, you couldn't grow it, and you couldn't rear it, it probably isn't that good for you. In my book, The KISS Plan, if you do pick up a copy, I do cover these in more detail. It's on page 295. And as I said, I'll mention it a little bit more at the end of the video. So when you're planning your meals, be sure to include lean proteins, plenty of fruits, plenty of vegetables. So lean proteins would include things like chicken, turkey, fish, tofu, and also legumes. Beans are really a good source of protein. And these help muscle repair, they help muscle maintenance, and they have a minimal effect on blood sugar levels. Non-starchy vegetables provide essential vitamins and minerals, and again have a minimal impact on blood sugar levels. And for most people, below the ground vegetables, so root vegetables and starchy vegetables, will generally cause higher blood sugar spikes than above the ground veg. So below the ground veg can be a problem for blood sugar levels. Above the ground veg, generally speaking, much better for you. And when it comes to fruit, try to eat fruit with its peel if you can. And choose those with a low glycemic index. So berries are almost a superfood. So blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, fantastic, strawberries. Apples are also good. Pears can also be quite good as well. But again, moderation is key. If you have a handful of berries or you have a bowl for the berries, they're going to have a different impact on your blood sugar. So moderation is also important. It's also worth noting when it comes to fruits that as a general rule, tropical fruits, so mangoes, pineapple, ripe and overripe bananas, generally will cause you to have a larger blood sugar spike. And whole grains can be quite controversial when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Certainly they're better for you than refined grains. They've got more nutrients and more fibre, and they get digested slower. However, a word of caution when it does come to grains. From my professional and personal experience, even whole grains can cause blood sugar rises and spikes. So if you do have them, then eat them in moderation and monitor your blood sugar levels either through a glucometer or a CGM, and we'll talk about those in a moment, and see how whole grains in your particular case affect your blood sugar levels. Now, in terms of foods to avoid, we go back to my 10,000 year rule and my catch it, grow it, rear it rules. It's pretty obvious the foods that we should be avoiding, but we will cover these because it is important. And avoiding these foods, particularly the ones that have a negative impact on your blood sugar levels and your health in general, is really, really important. So sugary drinks, fizzy drinks, energy drinks, sweetened teas, some shop-bought coffees and lattes and cappuccinos and all those sorts of things can be really high in calories, can be really high in sugar as well, and they can cause massive blood sugar spikes. Artificially sweetened drinks are a topic we won't cover here, but I will cover it in another video. Don't be fooled into thinking that artificially sweetened drinks are any better for you. They have been linked to obesity and they have been linked to type 2 diabetes. So, if you like fizzy drinks, full stop, then my advice would be, rather than switching from sugary ones to artificially sweetened ones, is to maybe try and wean yourself off them altogether, because neither are good for you. Processed snacks, so crisps and biscuits and chocolate bars and snack bars and protein bars, going back to my 10,000 year rule, these aren't natural things. They're not. It's not real food. It's man-made food. It's processed food. It's been through a factory. It's been made from natural ingredients and put into a form where maybe sugar's added to it, or fats have been added to it, or salt's been added to it. None of these are good for your blood sugars, certainly, and not good for your overall health. And high-fat foods, so fried foods, fast foods, processed foods, high-fat dairy products, they can worsen the problem. They can lead to weight gain, which again aggravates the problem with insulin resistance. And if we go back to my 10,000 year rule and the catch it, grow it, rear it rule, for the most part, try to avoid anything that's processed or it's been through a factory, it doesn't resemble real food, that has salt or sugar or fat added to it, or it's got multiple ingredients on the ingredients list. If you stick to those rules, for the most part, you'll be making some smart choices. So, physical activity. Now, this is also important to be able to control blood sugar levels. And I appreciate that it might not be possible for everyone. You might not be able to exercise. And I absolutely appreciate that. All you can do is do the best you can do. If it's going out for a 15-minute walk every day, it's better than doing nothing. But making changes to your daily routine can have a really good impact on your blood sugar levels and also your overall health. And physical activity does play a vital role in this. Regular exercise helps to lower blood sugar levels, and it does improve insulin sensitivity, and that makes it easier for your body to use that glucose effectively. It can also help you to lose weight, and it does reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. And if you can, aiming for 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week should be the goal that you should be aiming for. And you can incorporate different types of exercise within this. So we can have aerobic exercises, so walking, swimming, cycling, good for your cardiovascular health, good for your blood sugar levels. And then strength training, so lifting weights, using resistance bands, building your muscle mass, that can help as well. And flexibility exercises like yoga and Tai Chi and stretching routines can help joint mobility, can help you to reduce stress, and also are very good at helping to improve your overall well-being, not just your blood sugar levels. Weight management is another crucial component, so maintaining a healthy weight is essential because, as we mentioned, excess weight, particularly around the belly, does cause problems with the effectiveness of insulin. And losing weight, if you are carrying too much weight, can lead to better blood sugar control and may actually help you to reduce the need for diabetes medications. And strategies for effective weight management include setting realistic and achievable goals, making those dietary changes that you need to, including as much physical exercise as you can do, and perhaps keeping a food diary and an exercise diary to track your progress and also to help you to stay motivated. Stress reduction is also an important part in managing type 2. Stress hormones can increase blood sugar levels, and chronic stress can lead to unhealthy eating habits and poor dietary and lifestyle choices. So managing stress effectively can help you to improve your overall well-being and can help you to maintain stable blood sugar levels. And there are a number of different techniques that you can use for managing stress. And these can include things like mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing exercises. These can help you to calm your mind and reduce the level of stress hormones in your body. Physical activities, as we mentioned, like yoga and Tai Chi. These combine movement with mindfulness, and they provide both physical and mental health benefits. And also, ensuring adequate sleep is crucial because poor sleep quality can affect your blood sugar levels. So maintaining a regular sleep schedule and practicing good sleep hygiene is another key area. So we're going now to talk about the importance of monitoring and managing your health. Now, regularly tracking your blood sugar levels and attending medical appointments, keeping detailed records can help you and your doctor make informed decisions about your treatment plan. And in my view, not enough people with type 2 diabetes do this. They take the medication and that's all they do. But monitoring and managing your progress not only helps you to stay motivated, helps you to move in the right direction, but really does help your doctor as well. And blood glucose monitoring is an essential part of understanding how well your management plan is working. This regular monitoring helps you to track the effectiveness of your treatment plan and also allows for adjustments in your diet, your exercise, and also your medication. It's also really important to understand your target blood glucose ranges. Now, these might be given to you by your doctor, but generally speaking, these are the accepted ranges that you should be looking for. And there's two main ways that we measure blood sugar levels. So these can be in millimoles per litre. So that's quite common in the UK. And then you also have milligrams per decilitre, which is more common in the US. So typically, your fasting blood sugar levels, so this is when you're not eaten for maybe 8 to 10 hours, so first thing in the morning or perhaps around breakfast time, but obviously before you've eaten. Ideally between 4 and 7, which is 80 to 126. And then after meals, so around 2 hours after eating, should ideally, as a type 2 diabetic, be less than 10 millimoles per litre, which is around 180 milligrams per decilitre. If your blood sugars are outside those ranges consistently, then it might be worth having a chat with your doctor. And in terms of the monitoring devices, we did touch on these in an earlier slide. But we generally have two different types for home use, certainly. So we've got traditional blood glucose meters, which we call glucometers. And if you have a finger prick at a doctor, finger prick blood sugar test at your doctor's. They'll use a glucometer, really easy to use, and it's a really good way for you to keep on top of your blood sugar levels, and they're very inexpensive. CGMs, or constant glucose monitors, these are the discs that are attached to your arm. I'm sure you've seen them around. And then you read the data with the mobile phone. There's loads of benefits to a CGM. I test drove one last year for a month, and it was really interesting to actually to see how my body responds in real time to what I eat and what I drink. And these real-time glucose readings throughout the day give you a more complete view of your blood sugar patterns, but they are more expensive, and you do have to keep renewing them. I think each disc lasts generally every 2 to 3 weeks. But whichever method you choose, both are really easy to use and both are really easy to set up. And regular checkups with your doctor are also really important for ongoing type 2 diabetes management. So routine visits should occur every 3 to 6 months or more frequently, depending on your personal situations. During these appointments, you might have various tests done or screenings to monitor your overall health and also to detect potential complications. If your type 2 diabetes is not under control and it might be getting worse, then there'll be other things that you might be checked up on, and we'll cover those in a moment. So key tests and screenings include the HbA1c test, and I've made a video. If you don't know what HbA1c is, it measures your average blood sugar levels over the last 3 months. Check out my other video on HbA1c. If you don't really understand what the test is and what it does and how it works, then that video would be great for you. You might also have a lipid profile test, so that assesses your cholesterol levels. You'll probably have a blood pressure check as well for high blood pressure, as high blood pressure can be a common complication with type 2 diabetes. Having annual eye tests can pick up on issues with diabetic retinopathy, so not just your vision and whether or not you need glasses or whether or not you need a new prescription for glasses, but they also check your eye health as well, and that's a really important thing to be checking with type 2 diabetes. And also you might have a foot examination, and a foot examination will check for diabetic neuropathy and any circulation issues that you may have. And as we mentioned, keeping records is really good practice for effective management of type 2 diabetes. Maintaining a diary, a health diary, or a journal can help you identify patterns and triggers that affect your blood sugar levels and can provide you with valuable information, not just for you, but also for your doctor. So tracking your diet by recording meals and snacks to monitor your macronutrient, particularly your carbohydrate and sugar intake, is really useful. And you can do that via online food diary apps, and MyFitnessPal is quite a good app to use in that regard. You can also log your exercise routines, including the type of activity, the duration of the activity, and the intensity. And alongside that, you can document your blood glucose readings before and after the exercise, so you can actually see how the exercise affects your blood sugar levels. Now, before we go on to talk about the diabetes complications, I'd like to ask a quick favour of you. It will take you literally 5 seconds, but that will really help my channel to reach and help more people. If you found the video useful so far, please do click on the thumbs up, the like button, and give it a like. That will help the video to get out to more people. And please do subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I'll be releasing hopefully 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm sure you'll find them interesting, and I really do appreciate your support of my channel. And when you do click on the subscribe button, if you want to be notified when I do release videos, then click on the bell icon, click on all, and as soon as I upload videos, you'll get a notification. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Right, back to the content. So, managing complications is a key area of living with type 2 diabetes. And by understanding the common complications and implementing effective prevention strategies, you can reduce your risk of these complications happening to you, and it will also help you to maintain better overall health. Now, common complications of type 2 diabetes include cardiovascular disease, diabetic neuropathy, kidney disease, and diabetic retinopathy as well. Cardiovascular disease is a significant risk, as type 2 diabetes does increase the risk and the likelihood of heart attacks and strokes. So maintaining your health, making or putting into place the relevant things that you need to with your diet and lifestyle is really important, because that will also help you to control your blood pressure and your cholesterol levels, as well as these all have an impact on your cardiovascular health. Neuropathy or nerve damage often affects the hands and the feet of those with type 2 diabetes. That can lead to symptoms of tingling or numbness, pins and needles perhaps, and can also be painful in some cases. Now, if you're experiencing this and you've not spoken to your doctor about it, please have a conversation with them, because advanced neuropathy can be very, very serious. And type 2 diabetes is one of the leading causes of foot amputation. So take it very seriously. If you haven't got it at the minute, but later on maybe it develops, remember this, go and get it checked out. But like I say, if you're experiencing neuropathy, pins and needles, tingling sensations, particularly in the feet, and your doctor isn't aware of it, please have a chat with them. Kidney disease is also a problem. It can occur when high blood sugar levels damage the kidney's ability to filter properly. And that can result initially in symptoms like swelling in the feet and ankles, and also tiredness. So again, if you're urinating a lot, that can be a symptom of advanced type 2, where you're peeing out lots and lots of glucose in order for your body to try to maintain stable blood sugar levels. But kidney disease can be a problem. And again, maintaining a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle can massively reduce the risk of these things happening to you. And diabetic retinopathy affects the eyes, involves damage to the blood vessels in the retina, and that can cause blurred vision, it can cause floaters. And actually, in advanced cases, it can cause vision loss as well. So to prevent these complications, maintaining strict blood sugar levels to the best of your ability is really important. And regular monitoring helps you to track your levels, because when you have high blood sugar levels, it's not often symptomatic. But if you're measuring your blood sugar levels with a glucometer or a CGM, you'll be able to make any necessary adjustments, and if you need to, have a chat with your doctor. And adhering to your prescribed medication and making those changes can have a significant, it can play a significant role in the outcome of your blood sugar management. So when should you seek help? Now, knowing when to seek help is important in managing these complications effectively. Recognizing any of the symptoms that I've mentioned already, or things like chest pain, shortness of breath, persistent swelling, those could indicate serious issues. Unusual symptoms such as severe or persistent pain, vision changes, frequent infections, cuts and bruises that don't heal very quickly should also prompt a visit to your doctor. And timely medical intervention is crucial for more acute symptoms as well. And regular consultations with your doctor can help you to manage and mitigate these risks. Building a support network or a strong support network is essential to help you in managing your type 2 diabetes diagnosis. Having emotional and practical support can make a big difference when it comes to your management. Emotional support from family members or close friends can give you that comfort and encouragement, particularly during challenging times. And practical help, such as assistance with meal preparation, reminders to take medication, or even keeping you company during exercise, can alleviate some of the daily burdens of living with type 2 diabetes. Healthcare providers, so your doctors, diabetic nurses, perhaps nutritionists that specialise in helping people with type 2 diabetes, are also critical sources of support, and they can offer you advice and guidance and help as well. And community resources and diabetes organisations can also provide you with additional support and information. And joining those support groups can be incredibly beneficial. Connecting with others, as we mentioned earlier, who understand your challenges, are going through the same things themselves, they can provide you with a sense of belonging, and they can also reduce those feelings of isolation, and also learning from the experience of others, and perhaps implementing some of the strategies that work for them can offer you new insights and practical tips. And there are many different types of support groups. Most people these days will go to social media groups, but there's other online communities and forums as well. In-person groups can be useful, can be found through things like hospitals and clinics and diabetes organisations. Finding the right group that fits with your needs and your preferences and your lifestyle is really, really important. And I've actually put together my own type 2 diabetes support group on Facebook. You're welcome to join it if you feel that it might be helpful to you. Just go to facebook.com/groups/T2 Diabetes Solutions. The link, as you can see, is on the screen there. Effective communication about your condition is also important, and being open and honest about your diagnosis and how it affects you helps others to understand your needs, your feelings, and also the challenges that you face. So educating your support network about type 2 diabetes fosters empathy and awareness, and it makes it easier for them to provide you with the support that you need. And don't hesitate to ask for help when needed. Identify specific areas where you need assistance, such as things like meal preparation or attending medical appointments, or simply needing someone to talk to. And by building and utilising a support network, you can greatly enhance your ability to manage your type 2 diabetes. And this combined emotional and practical support from family, friends, healthcare providers, and support groups can create a comprehensive safety net for you and can help you navigate the complexities of living with the disease. So, your action steps. I hope the presentation's helped you so far. But before we wrap up, let's look at some positive and practical action steps that you can take to improve your situation and to also hopefully help you prevent it from getting worse. So the first of these is educate yourself about type 2 diabetes. Subscribe to my channel. I've produced lots of videos about type 2 that will hopefully help you to understand what type 2 is all about. And it will help you to learn about how the condition affects your body. It will help you to stay informed about recognizing symptoms in yourself, help you to avoid potential complications, and will also help you to understand the treatment options available to you. And remember to download that meds guide that I mentioned earlier, because I'm sure that will really help you. Following a balanced diet is also important. As I said right at the start, this is probably the number one thing that you need to do to get to grips with your blood sugar level. So a healthy, balanced diet is essential. Focusing on those lean proteins, those healthy fats, vegetables, and some fruit with peel into your daily routine is key. And you can also include those whole grains too, but remember, in moderation, and make sure you monitor your blood sugar levels, because they may not have an impact on you, but they may. So it's important to understand whether those whole grains are good for you in your personal situation or not. Other foods like brown rice, in moderation, chicken, fish, a range of different colour vegetables, great choices. And do remember my 10,000 year and my catch it, grow it, rear it rules. And if you base around 80% of your food decisions on those, then you'll certainly be heading in the right direction. And don't forget, as I mentioned, below the ground veg will generally cause you more problems with your blood sugars than above the ground veg. And tropical fruits, bananas, or certainly ripe and overripe bananas, pineapples, mangoes, those sorts of fruits generally cause more blood sugar spikes than what I would call domestic fruits, so your apples and your pears and your berries. Try to avoid processed foods, so sugary snacks, snack bars, chocolates, the really obvious culprits, and also foods that are high in fat. If they're high in fat, they can be high in calories, but particularly high in unhealthy fats, so are high in saturated fats. Try to avoid those. And also practicing portion control by using smaller plates and measuring portions can help you to stay mindful of your serving sizes. It can also help you control calories as well, which may help you to lose weight. And I do recommend that you look into the topics of glycemic index and glycemic load in particular, as a basic understanding of these can really help you to get on top of your blood sugar levels. And glycemic index and glycemic load are covered on page 143 of my book if you want to find out more information. Engaging in physical activity, as we've already mentioned, is really important. So physical activity does play a significant role, not just in terms of blood sugar levels, but also your overall well-being. So aim for that 150 minutes of exercise per week. Things like walking, swimming, cycling, they're good for your heart health. And strength training will help you to build muscle, which helps in insulin sensitivity as well. And make exercise a part of your daily or your weekly routine. Put those workouts in your diary, schedule them so you'll stick to them. Put them in your diary like any other appointment. And also it's key that you find activities that you enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy cycling, don't go cycling because you just won't stick to it. But if you enjoy going out for a walk, or you enjoy jumping on a rowing machine or a treadmill, or you enjoy doing weights, whatever it is, whatever you enjoy doing, do that because you're more likely to stick to it. It's also important to regularly assess and monitor your blood sugar levels. It helps you to keep track of your progress and helps you to make necessary adjustments. So using a glucometer or a constant glucose monitor will help you to keep on top of your blood sugar levels. And if you do use a glucometer, it's important to follow certain protocols and hygiene routines. I've actually put together an article about how you can use a glucometer effectively and so that you get the best possible results. If you go to diabetessolutions.co.uk/glucometer-guide, that will give you an idea of the protocols that you should really follow if you do use a glucometer. And remember to try to understand your readings. So between 4 and 7 millimoles per litre is a good target to aim for as a fasting blood glucose range. And within 2 hours of eating, ideally your blood sugar levels should be less than 10 millimoles per litre or 180 milligrams per decilitre. And managing stress is important. As I mentioned, that stress hormones really have a negative impact on blood sugar levels. So stress management is essential for maintaining stable blood sugar levels. So mindfulness, relaxation techniques, meditation, deep breathing exercises, Tai Chi, yoga, whatever works for you. If you're a stressy person, then whatever works for you, I commend you to go and have a look at these different practices, and try and allocate time each day for relaxation and self-care. You might actually want to download an app. There's loads of great apps available, and you can do a self-guided meditation if that works for you. Try to get an adequate amount of sleep. So try to aim for that 7 to 9 hour window of quality sleep per night, and try to stick to a consistent sleep schedule. That's important. And also create a restful environment to help you to improve your sleep quality. Things like clean sheets, a good room temperature. Try to not use blue light devices or watch TV in bed. Those will all help you to improve your sleep quality. And building that strong support network around you is also really, really key. It gives you that emotional support, that practical support. So that support from your friends, your family, your healthcare providers, being open with them about your needs and your challenges. Involve loved ones in your management plan if you need additional support. That can be really helpful, actually. And join in those support groups, either locally or online. Connect with others who have gone through similar things to you, perhaps are further down that journey from where you are, but who have experience, who can provide you with insights and encouragement and maybe hints and tips. That can all be really, really helpful. So by incorporating these action steps into your daily routine, you can really effectively manage your type 2 diabetes. You can improve your overall health, and you can improve your overall well-being as well. And I've actually put an article together on my website specifically for those newly or recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and you can have a look at it at diabetessolutions.co.uk/newly-diagnosed. Now, I will leave you with one positive thought. Type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition. I reversed my own type 2 diabetes. It's absolutely possible, but it's not a guarantee. But from my experience, for those that put in the effort and put into practice many of the points that I've been through in this presentation, and put in the effort to change their diet, change their lifestyle, I have to say from my professional experience, it happens many more times than it doesn't. So learning these good practices to deal with type 2 diabetes will not only increase your chance of reversing it, but even if you can't reverse it, it will massively improve your overall health, and it will also reduce the risk that you have of developing any complications or any other diseases. If you do want to learn more, then please do take a look at my book, The KISS Plan. It's available on Kindle, Kindle, paperback and hardback copy on Amazon, and PDF via my website. It's helped so many people already. It took me 3.5 years to write the book, and it covers my 4-step guide to prevent type 2 diabetes, or if you have the disease, to guide you and help you to reverse it as well. And if you are interested, if you go to www.the-kiss with 3 S's -plan.com, you can find out more about the book, and you can actually get 50% off the PDF version from that page as well. And here's some free resources for you. I mentioned some of these already, but I put together a guide pack for you. So that does include the diabetes medication guide. It also includes a diabetes management guide as well. So 30 tips to help you to get on top of type 2 diabetes. And it also includes my top 12 foods and drinks to avoid guide as well. And if you go to diabetessolutions.co.uk/free-guide-pack, you can download your pack completely free of charge. You might also want to download my free recipe pack that I put together. There's over 120 healthy breakfast, lunch, and evening meal recipes as well. Again, completely free of charge with my compliments. Go to diabetessolutions.co.uk/free-recipes, and I will email that to you. And other resources you might want to look at include the Knowledge Hub that I put together. Have a look at the Knowledge Hub. There's loads of articles in there. As I mentioned via the website, there's all those free downloadable resources. There's also a Sugar's Name pocket guide as well that you can download for free if you want to. And please do follow me on social media, on Facebook, X, Instagram or LinkedIn. I post daily. I give you daily hints and tips and guidance on general health improvement, but also dealing with pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes as well. And as you can see, the social media pages are listed at the bottom there. So I'd like to really thank you for bearing with me, spending the time with me to go through this video. I really do appreciate your support. And if you found the video interesting, please do check out my other videos, as they cover a range of health topics, but also specifically pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes related topics too. And please drop me a comment in the comment section. I'd love some feedback on what you thought of the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as that really helps me, encourages me to create new content when people subscribe and I have your support. And by liking the video, it will help me to get the video out to more people. So thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate you staying with me. I hope the videos helped you, and I will see you on the next video.